Let's see.
Actually, back then.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Natalie. I'm a writer for New York Times, and I would like to do an interview on similarities and differences between the Victorian era in the 1830s and the modern era in the 1920s for my newspaper article.
Sure, anything to help.
Okay, so let's start. What is your name?
My name is Margaret, and I'm 19 years old.
Can you tell me a little about yourself?
I'm a white female with very German roots in my family who was born and has lived in America my whole life.
Can you touch base a little bit more on your background?
Of course, as I told you, I was born in America, but my parents got married in Germany very young and moved to America where they had me.
As a young woman in the 1830s, where do you work and about how much does it pay?
I stay at home with our daughter Elizabeth, while my husband makes our income as a priest in our quaint little town. I do all the housework, like cooking and cleaning, what every woman does these days.
Where do you currently live, Margaret?
I live in Boston, Massachusetts with my husband and daughter Elizabeth and have lived here ever since I was born.
Can you describe yourself for us and what do you usually wear on every day or on a special occasion?
I am 5'5" and have curly brown hair and brown eyes just like my mother. I have very pale skin like most people in Germany. I wear house scrubs, which are a plain dress when cleaning and cooking for the family. When I go out to get groceries or other things, I wear a dress with a corset and have to wear a bonnet to protect my face from the sun. No matter what the weather is, I must stay covered up.
Hi, and what is your name?
Hi Natalie, my name is Mary and I'm 25 years old.
Can you tell us about yourself?
I'm a white female with mostly German roots because my mother's side of the family came from Germany. My great-great-grandparents moved here and started a family in Boston, Massachusetts.
What do you do for work?
Yes, I do work. My children and I work in a textile factory, barely making enough money to support ourselves after the war. My husband was laid off and I is trying to find work currently to help out with all our expenses. Me and my children are going to live in Fidelity today.
And where do you live now?
I live in Savannah, Georgia with my husband, Mark, and our 2 sons.
Can you describe yourself and what you usually wear?
Sure, I am 5'7" with blue eyes and straight brown hair and have a pale skin tone. I usually wear plain below-the-knee dress for housework or in public, but when I have to go to the factory, I wear blue jumpsuits so I don't get dirt all over my clothes.
Now that we know a little about each other, Margaret Mary is your great-grandmother.
Wow, it is so great to meet you. I can't believe you are my great-great-granddaughter.
I know, it's amazing, and we got to learn about each other.
Margaret, can you tell me about some of the inventions or advances in society during your era?
Yes, there was one major invention that helped a lot of people in the South called the cotton gin. Even though it was no help to us in the North, it made getting the seeds out of cotton plants much easier. Also, during this time, the sewing machine was created, and it was a big help around the house, and I had to patch up my daughter's clothes. Another big thing was the bicycle. All kids loved it.
And what about during your era, Mary?
Even though we as a family did not bring in a lot of money, phones and radios and cars were very popular. We could barely afford our radio, but it has brought us lots of entertainment. Everybody wanted the latest technology.
Margaret, can you tell us some of the big things that were happening throughout the 1830s?
During that time, the Indian Removal Act had just been passed, and they had started on the Trail of Tears. I wish there was something I could have done to try and help them. Also, new writing forms started forming, even though it was not allowed. I have heard about it, and it was called Transcendentalism and Romanticism writings. African Americans had been showing up more in the North due to the Underground Railroad being formed.
In my era, women had just won the vote. We can now vote, and now movies had just formed sound with the inventions of TVs on the rise. Mount Rushmore out west was being built. They are going to put the carved faces of George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, and Thomas Jefferson on the side of the mountain. And then something horrible happened. The great stock market crash in 1929 left millions of Americans homeless and hungry and through us.
What are some similarities of the two time periods that you two have been involved with?
Well, women still don't have many rights. Getting the vote was a step in the right direction, but we still have a long ways to go. We are still below men and not considered important in society.
Also, African Americans are still treated poorly. There's absolutely no respect for them, and segregation is getting worse.
Thank you so much, ladies, for your time and help with my newspaper article. All this information is very helpful.